Hello everyone. Please bear with me. I have something to say. Ya Ali Madad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Briefly, I will tell you how I met Professor Moiz Hussain of the Yoga Institute in Karachi. Therapy for many years had failed when I was going to two therapists, and then there became a third one. And so in 1988, I ended up going to Professor Moiz Hussain. Now he's called Dr. Moiz Hussain. And he told me that it was a reincarnation with my teacher, Miss Esteria Dessa. But that because I was so intense a person, he just said intense, I couldn't be hypnotized. And so he told me that I need to do some gardening and all, which I couldn't do. So I started to hypnotize myself to find out and to clear all the past life karma, to know things and to get out of the mess of past lives in this life. However, the important point was that Professor Moiz turned out to be a Shia Muslim like myself, a 12er Shia. So I asked him, you believe in this? And he told me that he's hypnotized innumerable people, and it's turned out that they had a past life. And so this was our last life as Shia Muslims. And our last chance, I think, as I ponder over it again in retrospect. But at that time, about reincarnation, then I started to think that maybe in the Quran, it's hidden about reincarnation. So this is briefly about how I met Professor Moiz and what happened, the conversation between us, and then my thinking about the hidden things in the Quran, and that maybe now, as I think, that Islam is our last journey here, and we have to get it right. Otherwise, there's going to be a day of judgment, and we could also end up in the hellfire. That's promised in the Quran to those who create hell for others in this world. And now I also want to help some of the, thank some of the Indian Swamijis and Gurudevs and Sadgurus and Babajis for helping me so much, being there as a spiritual, moral support, emotional support for me. I mean, I can't thank them enough, and I have no words to express my gratitude to them. And also Dr. Deepak Chopra and many others, like Dalai Lama, His Highness Dalai Lama. So recently in this video of Dr. Moiz Hussain, he was explaining the limbs of yoga, and I started to go into it reminded me actually of the Quranic ayats, like you need to purify your souls. If you go to Surah Ala, there we have true success is purifying your souls and also being non-violent. It's not harming people, not even their feelings, not hurting the feelings of others unnecessarily, and not actually, no. Like mocking or insulting them, or appearing rude to them, or being insensitive to someone's feelings. So such things really go hand in hand with Islam, and the Quranic ayats put there succinctly in the Quran. And the ayat that you should not take a life except in justice for a good cause, that is to save a life. For example, let's say if someone is going on a killing spree, you have to stop that person. And if he has given death to many, then death penalty is due unto him. Or even one person, if he's killed, then the Quran says, think about it. How do you judge an evil act as a good one? And the Quran succinctly tells us not to be treacherous. For those who are treacherous, their treachery will be given back to them, thrown back at them. You see, treachery is something like Cicero explained treason. It has the same qualities, and so what it does is it gets away by treason, and treason is done on a state in the government area. But let's say that we are treasonous amongst each other, that is treacherous. We may not get caught, but God says in the Quran that He will one day surely throw back their treachery at them. And these treacherous acts and people who do this, practice this, they make the most complicated lives, the most simple things in life very extremely complicated. And so we should avoid these things. If we want a better world for ourselves and for others,